Ryder Renaissance, season 14, take 1, and action.
I feel like I'm already connecting with the people pretty well. I really like Mickey. They seem really cool. And I'm just excited to be here. It's gonna be fun.
I don't know anybody here. Like, literally never even seen these faces before, which is pretty fun, pretty exciting, pretty nerve-wracking. I want to find an immunity idol. Like, I was reading those waivers and I was like, I wonder if there are any like hints here.
I think out of everyone, Ishan reminds me the most of myself, and Noah, the grad student. My apologies to anyone watching this. If I slimed you out, I'm sorry. My new persona in this is like speak when spoken to.
I'm just gonna get to know as many people as I can. Last thing I want is to get voted out first, so I'll do anything I can to stop that, you know?
I have already met so many cool people, so it's gonna be really hard having to stab people in the back.
So, your theme is?
I really like the Renaissance theme. I'm happy that it was like kind of hits home.
It's gonna be this season Renaissance themed. We'll get. I mean, you guys will figure out more of like what that means, whether that relates to like the game and stuff. So that's all for you to find out as we play the game.
I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea what Ryder Renaissance is meant to entail or imply. Like, is Renaissance meant to suggest that we're supposed to be thinking outside the box? Are the challenges supposed to be more artistic based, more revolutionary? Maybe we'll have to build one of those Leonardo da Vinci contraptions. That'll be cool.
To get into your first immunity challenge. Here's how this is going to work. I'll explain it a little bit differently than some other challenges. This challenge will be a 4-part challenge. There'll be people going at each part. So the first part will be more of a physical challenge. That will require 2 people. The next part is a mental challenge. That will require 2 more people. The next part is communication based. That's another 2 people. And the final part will be 3 people, and it will require teamwork. I'm going to have you guys decide which people are going to do which section, and then I'll explain what those are. You guys have a couple minutes to decide.
I was coming in thinking like it was going to be focused on like one element, whether it was mental or strength. That was like my 2 biggest thoughts at that time.
What I did was like, I was right away like, does anyone have anything that they would particularly like to do? I don't want to be the one that's like, oh, I want to do this really bad, but I also don't want to be the person that's like, oh, well, I'm kind of anything like whatever. So I was like, what do you guys want to do? You know what I mean? And then right away, North and Justin were like, oh, we want to do the physical, we want to do the physical. So I was like, you do the physical, that's fine. But Brady's really good at puzzles and stuff, so he said that he wants to do the mental. Me, Bella, and Mango, he really wants to be called Mango, so we'll call him Mango. We were the ones that were kind of just like left.
Stairs and start the challenge. All right, first challenge of season 14. Survivors ready? Go! Ishan, you must pick up the ball with the bat. You can't use your hands to put the ball on the bat. Making progress first. Medium rare still trying to pick up their tennis ball. Where has their ball? The grab is trying to move.
Just put it in the bucket.
Stars together into the bucket. Once they don't have it. Medium rare drops, I'll have to go back and have this. Yes. All right, let's go. They have their bag. Star has their bag. In the room, the blindfolded, they're putting the puzzle together. One person is communicating what that puzzle looks like to the other person.
Okay.
Do you have like the parallelogram piece?
Oh my gosh. Yes, the purple one?
Yeah, it's at the top, and the
Gorgeous.
slanty parts go rightward.
Okay, that makes sense. Like the longer parts facing right.
Good. Yeah, you're right. Let's go.
You got this, guys!
Medium rare. They have some ground to make up. One person in the back will be the one describing the puzzle. The person in the front will be the one completing the puzzle.
I'd seen they put two like pictures up on the pillars while we were doing the challenges, and I saw this happen immediately and sort of in my head like made the connection that it was going to be like a hint or clue for something. And Amy and Bridget saw me do this, I believe, but I took it off of the wall so that no one else could like see it.
Like the right angle should point left.
Okay, I think I fixed it.
Take a bigger triangle, and so there's a little corner point on the bottom right corner of the square. You see that?
Yes.
All right, take the triangle, put it on. So I saw a 6 triangle, right? The bottom leg or the bottom edge of the biggest triangle.
Right angle should be facing like
You want to make that
it should be like pointing like
touch the second biggest triangle on the bottom of the square, and make it so that on the bottom right corner of the square, the biggest triangle, the second biggest triangle, and the square are all touching.
The smaller.
So if it was like a fish head, the fish head is pointing.
Yes.
Okay, I think I fixed it. And then the square.
And then the square is touching the triangle, and then the medium triangle touches the square.
Okay, can I check this?
Yeah, I'll check it again.
That is correct.
Yeah,
correct.
let's go.
Yes. Let's go.
Oh, I need to get back. Get back. Kick
Oh, I caught the shit.
The right triangle with the smallest triangle, and then just make the horns touch the top right corner of the smallest triangle and the bottom corner of the biggest triangle.
Okay. And then the rhombus.
Yeah, the rhombus will be on the very right of the whole thing. So it'll be on the corner opposite to the biggest leg of the biggest triangle. And just the corner should be touching, none of the edges should be touching for the rhombus and the biggest triangle.
So Brady and I go up and do the sliding puzzle, which he already knew how to do. So that got done pretty quick, and that just left like a lot of time for TC, Bella, and Mango to do the dexterity block challenge.
And
Done.
they think they have it, and they do! They're good, they can grab their bag and move downstairs.
We already have it done.
Nice. Ethan, TC, and Bella are working on this last part of the challenge. They have to unscramble these leather blocks, and place them on this platform in order. If they do that before medium rare, they will win this challenge saved from tribal this week.
The answer to the first puzzle being rebirth, I was like, oh, I know what the word's going to be. Immediately it's up here, but I didn't tell my tribe because that's cheating. But like.
communication people went up. And they're up there for basically the whole challenge, because I just saw the other team, they were coming down, and then the other ones for the puzzle went up, and then they were finished, and our team wasn't still down. So I was just pretty nervous.
And I found out that the teamwork thing was unscrambling letters. So I was like, okay, I love Scrabble, I love word games, I do the Wordle every day, this is gonna be a piece of cake. And then I found out that we had to hold this rope really tight, and my hands were shaking and my back hurt, and I did not expect it to be as physical as it was.
I think you're so good. That's beautiful. That's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Ethan, I would pull a little bit on your side. I think we should recenter really quickly. No. Keep it how it is. It's perfect. Ethan, I would move back just a little bit. Pull yours a little bit tighter. And I would pull even tighter than that. I think we need to pull as tight as we possibly can.
And TC was the one talking me through it, was saying, let's take some breaths. Let's just take our time. Let's get grounded. Let's get settled. And that was some, I think, well-needed therapy in that moment. The mom friend, the meditation friend energy.
That's it. Is that it?
3, 2, 1, and they have it! Let's go!
Well, I didn't get to run my part of the challenge, which we were pretty pissed about because we spent all that time strategizing, and I think we would have had it in the bag. But the two people I feel like who really stood out, not in a good way, in the challenge was Ishan and Caroline. They're great people, but they kind of blew the challenge for us, so I don't know, they might be in trouble.
Idle hunting! Action! I don't even know, we get like a K9 or something.
There's a butterfly there.
Okay.
There is an arrow pointing towards it.
Right, and then what?
And then now we're back. There's also an arrow pointing towards his ship. So don't know exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I see anything.
Guys, check out my bird.
Should we do it?
I do think that like a hint is necessary to find something, and I'm not sure if there has been a hint yet, that I just wasn't the person receiving it or finding it, because if there has and someone has an idol tonight, it's going to be a very interesting night.
So right now the plan is to get Caroline voted out because she was the other person in the communications challenge that cost us a lot of time and really ended up leading to us losing. Right now I want to have the majority of the tribe on my side. I know that I have no Dio. I'm pretty sure I have Amy, and I'm a little bit suspicious about Mickey and Bridget.
I am fairly confident that there is an alliance between these 4 people and these 3 people, since it was Ishan and myself who, like, were honestly kind of the reason we lost the competition. I feel like the easiest vote for any of these people would be to vote one of us out. So obviously, like, these people would vote me out, and then, but these people, obviously, majority would decide. I feel like I'm safe with Kame. We're friends, we're meeting. But these 4 people would decide.
And I did just, like, literally while I was waiting for you, I saw the 3 guys with, like, one of the filmer people. They're, like, idol hunting right now. Yeah.
Like in our tribe or like 3 others?
No, like Noah, Dios, and Ishan. Yeah. I like walked right past them. I like did a double tape. I was like,
no way.
I know like what Shri was mentioning when we were talking was like why it's important, like
daddy's not reaching out. Like if you think like super far ahead, like when it's less people, like obviously it's gonna be like the three of them who have each other's backs. And so like this is like kind of an easy opportunity to kind of honestly like eliminate that threat in a sense.
Not only was Ishan like a part of, you know, the people who played where we were like, we got really behind, but also from what you've told me, his like, doesn't seem like his communication style was like the best. And I also just don't know like anything about him.
But like also, if Conway's on the same page as us, that means we're one person off from having a majority.
Well, if I think Amy and Bridget might be in line with that too. From my initial impression, me, Bridget, Amy, Kame, and Shri, at least the 5 of us, I think, are going to be voting on the same page. From what I've sort of gathered, but there's also such a lack of information that we have.
I think Ishan made some interesting decisions. He was telling Mickey like who people were voting for, which was kind of a red flag for me because you just never can do that. Yeah, I just don't really think he knows the game that well, maybe. So originally I wanted to keep him, but now after some of the decisions that he made this week, I'm not really sure that's the best idea.
To go to tribal, it's very nerve-wracking, I think. Not in the sense of like I'm really worried that I'm going to get voted out. Again, my name could be tossed out there. I really wouldn't care. I don't think I'm gonna like get out though or anything. But I'm a little nervous to see if the planning will work, to see if everyone votes the way they say they are.
So welcome Medium Rare to your first tribal council. So I gotta start with the name Medium Rare. Mickey, I'll start with you. Where did the name Medium Rare come from? Like who came up with that and like how did that become a thing?
Well, you know, we all went to go make the, you know, flags, and we're like, all right, like let's do an animal or something. And like I just love cows, so I was like, yo, let's do a cow, and everyone hopped on board. And then all of a sudden we're like painting a cow, and we're all talking about red meat and how it's like so delicious. And then we were like, oh, well, we're team red, like red meat, medium rare, red meat, cow, team red, and it just suddenly the name was born.
So the cow came before the name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Ishan, you were the other person in the room there. So are you worried that with 5 people not having done any part of the challenge really, that people may judge that when it comes to voting?
Of course. Personally, I think if I were down there in the lobby while 2 other people were doing the communication challenge, I would have my doubts unless I heard directly from someone who did the challenge. And even then, you know, who knows, blindsides and all that stuff happens. So in the end, it's up to my own discretion. And I don't think that unless you've shown your skills, you deserve to be voted out just yet. And for that reason, I think that although what happened was something that could happen to anyone, you know, it was a small fault, either my fault or North Carolina's fault, but in the end, it's all up to observation and these type of things. So yeah, I think that might be one of those. Who knows?
Alright, so Amy, with this vote, like, are you expecting it to be kind of an easier vote, or do you think it'll be more split? And if it is split, do you think it draws some lines in the sand?
Yeah, definitely. I think because you have so many people, it's definitely going to be there can't be a tie, obviously. So I think that alliances do have to be made, and they're going to go against each other. It's definitely not. I feel like the first vote determines kind of how the rest of the game is going to be played, and who votes with who tonight is really going to show.
Well, with that, does anyone want to admit that they feel safe tonight? As expected. So, with that said, before we get to voting, Tribal is always an open forum for anyone to say anything they would like about the round. So if anyone wants to add anything before we get to voting, now's your time. Alright. If no one has anything, then it is Time to vote. I'll get the votes. I have the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity item and they would like to play it, now is the time to do so. Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Caroline. Second vote. Ishan. Third vote. Caroline. Fourth vote. Ishan. We're tied. 2 votes Caroline, 2 votes Ishan. Fifth vote. Caroline. Sixth vote. Ishan. We're tied again. 3 votes Caroline, 3 votes Ishan, 3 votes left. Next vote. Ishan. That's 4 votes Ishan, 3 votes Caroline. Next vote. And the first person voted out of Survivor Northeastern. Ishan. Ishan, that's 5, that's enough. Please bring me your candle. Ishan, tribe has spoken.
Well played, guys. Good run.
Well, you are done with your first tribal. I imagine you don't want to be coming back here next round. We'll see how the challenge plays out for you. Good luck. Got nothing else for you. Head back to campus.
So, final thoughts. I half expected this to happen. Me or Caroline and things like this, they sort of have to happen in an environment like this, like in a Survivor environment. No hard feelings to anyone, it had to be done. Game well played. I was glad to be there for, as long as I was. And good luck to everybody who's still in, and I know there's going to be a lot of disputes and lack of trust going on because of what happened and all the blind sides. So yeah.
Alright, so you should read this.
Hello Castaway, we're sorry to see you voted out so soon, but don't fear, your life in the game isn't over yet. You will have the chance to compete in our Battle Back Challenge to earn your spot back in the game. Soon, you'll compete against other eliminated players in a challenge that'll earn the winner a new spot in the game. You may not talk about this to anyone still in the game. If any of this information is leaked to an active player, you'll be disqualified from competing in the challenge. Okay, that's cool. It's good to know.
Alright, so you ready to compete?
Yes, sir.
One check. Okay, so here's the thing. 2 checks and 2 checks because win. I can see him winning. Win. I can see her winning. You can tell that he knows and wants you to know. You know what I mean? North is being a little bit too much. Idle shade. Group chat. Also, Brady was like, oh, he made a group chat with the guys. I'm like, he didn't include Justin. Excuse me, I think Justin's great. He made the chant for the tribe. Love that. The 3 of us, I feel, are going to have some kind of situation. At least I'm really hoping. Super fun. Super nice. And very, I don't know how to explain it, but like, elaborates. And so I think he's great, and let me draw a little, this is a pride flag. I would just draw like an arrow here, not from a connection, but similar vibes. Caroline, my runner, my man. You know that song?
No.
Oh, I did get was, I was like, how are you feeling about tribal? How are you feeling about tribal council tomorrow? I asked her yesterday and she said, shit. She said, I feel like shit about it. Or no, actually no, she said, I feel effed up about it. I feel fucked up about it. Oh my God. And I was like, okay, like, do you want to elaborate more? Because then I got a text from Pia and I was like, oh, someone who elaborates, that's nice. And I need to get rid of them quickly. Damn. Okay. Yeah. That's good to know.